What's up, world? This is Mig with NFT Stories, back for another video. As always, you know I got my co-host Novo with me. Novo, what's going on, brother? How you feel?
Welcome all my aliens, apes, and zombies. Can't wait for another great artist.
Man, we have a great one. This artist is a really good friend of the show. We actually recorded with her a while back. We had some production issues, and we are honored to have her back on the show. This is a super spiritual and like connected to the universe artist, which I really love her work, which is a total reflection of that. It comes through in her creativity and in her creations. She is a philanthropist. We're going to talk about some really cool work that she's doing right now to promote sustainability in the NFT space, which if you've been following, you know that's a big talking point and something that we need to bring to the surface as much as we possibly can. And she's an absolute innovator in the space. And doing a lot, not only in digital work with NFTs, but also in more traditional physical formats. And I am talking about none other than the one and only Nicole Buffett. Nicole, what's going on? Thank you for joining us and coming back. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
The honor is all ours. Like I said, we had a great talk, a great interview with you in the past. And now it's sort of lost to the digital archives of history in the ether. But we want to give everybody, that hasn't had the pleasure of speaking with you before, we want to give them an introduction, as if you're meeting for the first time. So for anybody that isn't familiar with you, you have a really, really interesting backstory, just in terms of life and family and how you came into art and philanthropy specifically. So can you kind of just give folks a little bit of a taste of your background and how you got into this world?
Sure. Yes. Thank you. So, my grandmother, Susan Buffett, is the late wife of my grandfather, who is Warren Buffett. And as probably all of you know, Warren Buffett is a visionary investor and a leader in the world of finance. And so growing up, it was just pretty much a phenomenon watching him become who he is. And he always really, he really wanted all of us to be individuals who stood on their own, earned individuality. And, one of the things he did give us was an education. And he gave us the freedom to be who we are. And so the funny kind of phenomena of him is that he also surrounded himself with visionary artists. Everyone in the family, almost but him, was basically a creative person, a singer, artists. My grandmother was a singer, a philanthropist. My father's a composer. My mother's a singer. My twin sister, she's also an artist. And all my cousins and nephews are just all really, really spiritual people who really, I know, like to blend creativity, philanthropy, and innovation. So really being here in this space and creating benefit for others and the benefit of art. It's really how I was raised. Like some people were raised in a family of doctors and they become a doctor. It's just natural for them to do that. In the same light, that's how I feel about doing what I'm doing and utilizing art to basically make the world a better place and generate positivity and
That's
and
awesome.
and and help others with it. So and use it as a tool for that. So
We always talk about NFTs being the great equalizer and, leveling the playing field and helping others. And, it gravitates me towards the NFTs that, you've produced. Can you talk a little bit about some of your pieces that you've produced?
sure. So my first collection, I created a series of mandalas of meditations that I make basically to center myself, and I use as objects of as tools for meditation. And that collection is called the Spirit Coin Collection. And the reason why I titled it that is because I found that this new space of NFTs and the digital realm meeting art um, is really like its own spiritual currency. Um, and so that's why I called Spirit Coin Collection, because I really wanted to think of how can I create something that's similar to a coin, but reflective of what my spirituality and what I think of as, you know, there's nothing more powerful than beauty in this world. And I love how, you know, I love that money can be a tool, but I also feel that beauty is just as much a powerful tool as money is in and of itself. So when you start merging all these tools of technology, beauty, and currency, you're creating another kind of currency in and of itself, which is why I titled them spirit coins. And so with the money that I'm receiving and making in cryptocurrency from these spirit coins, I'm creating a fund that I'll be giving proceeds to different foundations, and I'm developing relationships with foundations and figuring out ways so I can really monetize and help a variety of causes that I believe in, whether it's animal rights, female entrepreneurs and farming, alongside ecological preservation.
That is so dope. And these are beautiful. Can you talk about a little bit about your process? I know that these are hand painted, but you know, your work always strikes me because it's very precise and very geometrical. And like, it looks in this world of NFTs, it looks like something that looks generative. Like, you know, there's so many like algorithmic creations and things like this, but this is all by hand, right?
Yeah, this is all by hand. And so these are all pieces of paper that have an embossed circle. You really can't see that on this because I did some work just to make them really high resolution. So there's a little bit of subtlety that's lost. But the original is an embossed circle on a square piece of paper. And these new series, in the new collection that I just added, there's unlockable content, and with this unlockable content I've created time-lapse films that show the process of making
Wow.
the pieces. Yeah, so it shows this kind of basically making these marks and creating a pattern um, and a rhythm similar to music and rhythm and space, and finding that balance of fullness and emptiness. And you know, sometimes you feel the need for more to be full, and the beauty of just that empty open space vibrating. um so
And
yeah.
oh, sorry, I was just going to ask, and some of these spirit coins, correct me if I'm wrong, but some of these, are you including the physical piece as well? Does the
Yeah,
buyer?
all of these spirit coins, when you buy the NFT, I've made an amazing float framed original painting that comes with the NFT.
Awesome.
Mig, think of how amazing this is. All right. It shows the entire process through unlockable content of how actually it physically showing how it's made. And then, you know, it's physically made, it's minted. And then in some of these cases, you get the physical, you know, print that you saw made sent to you as well. I mean, this is, you know, the future. We always talk about cool stuff. This is really cool stuff. I mean,
And the philanthropic element, I think, is just awesome. You know, donating 50% of the proceeds to a cause that means a lot to you is really impactful. And I mean,
Yeah.
represents to me like the spirit of this sort of benevolent NFT world where artists have more power, and you're able to, or you're willing to use your platform to benefit others is awesome.
Yeah.
And so the Moon collection, can you talk to us about this collection also? Because this one, is this the latest one that you mentioned?
Yeah, this is this is the latest. The spirit coins, these both kind of came out at the same time.
Okay.
I was doing more spirit coins as I was also creating these and actually minting these and preparing them as NFTs. But these actually I started in the beginning of the pandemic. And let's say Pink Moon Pyramid, that piece, all the way to the left right there. That was one of the first paintings I created at the beginning of the pandemic. And this one is it's really somehow about, you know, illumination in during times of uncertainty. So I was really called to these really primary shapes and forms that gave me some sense of groundedness and the simplicity of it and the upliftment of it. And so these are really special to me. And the aspect of the energy of moon being feminine and being a lot about mystery and really having faith in that like ever changing space.
What I love seeing here is the accessibility points in these different pieces. You know, I mean, there's wide ranges for, you know, different entry levels for maybe a first time collector. Is this something that you thought about when creating this line?
Yes, absolutely. I really think of I'm my own buyer. So it's really like I want to allow people to feel really at ease and make it really easy for people to buy it. And so that's absolutely my work is all about accessibility. And I have a lot of it just throughout the years. I love making really small pieces to massive big paintings that sell for thousands of dollars. But both are really important to me because the people that love my work, I want the people who love my work to have my work. So that's
And
why I make it.
and are these all one of one, or are there
They're
some
all
that
one of one. They're all one of
awesome,
one.
very cool? And there's a range of sizes, right? Like some, like this one, for example, is 10 inches in diameter, and you know,
Yeah.
they're
There's a
very
range. Some of this, the smaller, kind of more inky ones, those are a little bit smaller. I think those are about 5 by 5, 5 inch diameter.
and I know we talked about this in the past, you know, in an interview that's lost in time and space, but you also have you're very influenced also by Native American art and culture, right? And am I projecting here, or do I see some of that influence in some of these?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You see, I mean, I'm so inspired by Native American culture. My father is a composer who works with Native American Native people and whose music is primarily really inspired by Native people and Native culture and history. So that's been something that's really influenced me and in my work. I'm profoundly inspired by Indigenous arts and also just nature in and of itself. So a lot of the materials that I use are organic in base. So and I work in nature, and so it's really um, it's really about being connected to nature. And so it's interesting to me that people do associate my work with native work, and I also feel that it's also about being connected to the earth, and indigenous peoples hold that medicine that help us connect to earth. So it's always a compliment when someone feels and sees that in my work. So thank you.
Of course, no, it's
With
awesome, and really, and these are really intricate too. You know, I mean, the detail here is really crazy for being done by hand.
Thank you. Yeah, and these
with
are
the
all made
with
on.
the I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, these are all wood. These are all on white wood. So all of that
Wow.
patina is created from pigments and inks and different materials that I left outside in nature with the wind and the sun for many days and many nights. So these really have the elemental energy in the pieces.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
With your connection to Earth, we have Earth Day going on. Anything coming up in the future?
Yeah, so I am on the horizons, absolutely. I was invited to, well, let's see, a really good friend of mine, Molly Lavick, who works for an amazing company here in LA called Portal, which makes incredible holograms, full body, full size human holograms. She asked me to create a painting in memory of her husband who passed away, and she asked me to do it on dolphins. That was his spirit animal, and he loved dolphins. And I did. It was about 2 years ago that I created this amazing painting for her. And as this whole NFT world has come about, she popped back up and said, "Nicole, I have an amazing idea. How would you feel about, creating this, making an NFT, and we can use this for dolphin protection and marine life preservation?" And I was like, I would love nothing more. That would be absolutely incredible. So tomorrow we're going to be recording an interview, and lots of incredible people are going to be there. Martine Weinstein, Open Earth Foundation, David Nussbaum, who's the CEO of Portal, and Molly, a good friend of mine, Molly Lavick. Um, we're going to be discussing the future of NFTs and some really innovative people. A guy named R. Scott Solandi DeFore. He's actually utilizing Bitcoin carbon credits to increase electricity access and doing some really interesting things with the energy sustainability piece of NFTs. So I'm super excited to be in such good company tomorrow.
I'm super excited to be around good company right now. This is awesome. I mean, step by step, just, it's like past, present, and future, what's going on, up, and up. This is awesome to hear. I love this.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's perfect timing because I still feel like NFTs, this is really bleeding edge. I mean, I know it's amazing. It's 50-50. I mean, I talk with people, some people know about it, but a lot of people really don't. So I'm really happy to already see this innovation on the, right out the gate here. So, and I'm honored to be part of it.
And Nicole, it's a really important message and a really important cause, because there is a ton of conversation around sustainability and energy consumption in NFTs. So I think when artists are able to do something like this that brings attention to the environment and resources to environmental protection, it's really massive. And I think some of the best, this is going to sound really shrewd, but it's probably some of the best and most important work in marketing that can be done to help the NFT space, to help share that, like, we all care about the environment, and I mean, artists, of course, most artists care about the environment too. And NFTs are helping artists, and artists want to help the environment. So I think it's a really good thing. And I love the fact that, you're bringing some attention and resources to, the waters off the coast of Costa Rica, which is where I have a lot of family, and my father's from. So that's really awesome. And I love dolphins. Dolphins are really smart. They're smarter than I think we even understand right now as human beings. So anyways, it's really dope. By the time people, absolutely. I hope that everybody will, depending on when we get this video out, it's Wednesday night right now, April 21st. But we will, whether this video gets out in time or not, we will be tweeting on Thursday morning to get that Zoom link out there. If anybody can't join, though, if anybody's not able to attend and doesn't get the info, when will they be able to, when will the NFT be available?
Sometime in June, and I'm not sure when. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Awesome. Keep us posted. And everybody should know June is World Ocean Month also, which is really awesome timing. I think that's sort of, the perfect storyline, to go along with the celebration of World Ocean Month. June 8th is World Ocean Day. So, good on you. And please keep us posted on these really awesome and philanthropic things that you're doing, because we love to hear the success stories of people, of artists, that are, we've had artists on our show that were like buried in debt, and the NFTs just help them reach new financial freedom, or be able to buy equipment and advance their craft in ways that they didn't anticipate. But we love this sort of story so much as well, where you're really giving back and shining a light on really important issues using not only your art, but also your platform. So good on you. And thank you for doing that.
It's an honor to be here. Thanks, you guys. Thanks.
The honor is all ours. For everybody at home, make sure you're following Nicole Buffett. That's at Buffett Nicole on Twitter. Check out her collections on OpenSea. She's got some really great art out there. She's got some really reasonable prices out there as well. A lot of physical pieces that come with the NFTs. And you're supporting a good cause when you support Nicole's art. So before we wrap it up, Nicole, do you have any parting words that you want to share with our audience?
Well, let's see. Keep a lookout in June. I'll be doing the NFT drop. I'll also have this new New World collection, and some really interesting, some more innovation to share, I'm sure.
Awesome. We're looking forward to that. And Novo, I know you've got a parting thought for us.
Oh, Nicole, my friend, like I always like to say, stay positive and love life.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.